Have you ever seen two people who don't need to say much, but every glance and smile feels like there's a story waiting to burst out? Have you ever witnessed two hearts that were initially closed, slowly opening up just because of the presence of someone so gentle and calming? And have you ever felt a moment where the chemistry between two people was so strong that you couldn't help but gasp? Today, we'll dive deeper into the story that has many fans swept up in its emotions. The story of Chen Zheyuan opening his heart, and Li Qin filling it with warm, calm, and unforgettable love. In the highly competitive entertainment industry, where emotions are often hidden behind professionalism and a cool demeanor, there are sometimes small stories that grow quietly but leave a big mark on the heart. The story between Chen Zheyuan and Li Qin is one of them. Without excessive spotlight, grand statements, or dramatic gestures, their relationship developed in a gentle way, like the morning breeze, calm, unobtrusive, but very noticeable. Chen Zheyuan, a young actor who rose to fame at an impressive speed, has always been known as a quiet, focused person who is very careful in guarding his privacy. Not many people know how he thinks, how he processes his emotions, or how he views personal relationships behind the scenes. He is someone who always appears to be in control, almost impossible to read. However, when he started working with Li Qin, something different could be seen in his eyes and body language. It wasn't obvious, but it was enough for those around him to understand that a small door in his heart was beginning to open. Their first meeting happened without any dramatic scenarios. There were no accidental collisions, no cliché moments like in dramas. They just looked at each other as two professionals who would be working together on a big project. However, there was something in Zheyuan's gaze that made some of the staff exchange glances. It wasn't the gaze he usually gave. There was a calmness and curiosity that was rarely seen. Meanwhile, Li Qin, with her warm aura and graceful smile, welcomed Zheyuan with a gentleness that made the atmosphere feel lighter. She didn't try to stand out, didn't try to get closer, but it was precisely because of that simplicity that she was captivating. Their closeness did not happen overnight. It grew from brief conversations, from small moments between shots, from light laughter that was initially polite but gradually became sincere. Chen Zheyuan, who usually kept his distance, suddenly became more relaxed when he was around Li Qin. He began to open up, little by little, as if he didn't realize that the wall he had built was starting to crack. Li Qin had a charm that didn't need to be forced. The way she spoke softly without being pretentious, the way she treated everyone with respect, and the way she laughed without trying to look perfect, all of that made people feel comfortable around her, including Zheyuan. At first, he only noticed Li Qin as a professional colleague. But slowly, that attention turned into curiosity, then changed again into an indescribable feeling of comfort. There were days when Zheyuan would just sit quietly and watch how Li Qin interacted with others, how she walked, how she held her script while concentrating, or how she bowed her head when she heard something funny. As time went on, more and more staff noticed that Zheyuan acted differently when working with Li Qin. He was more cheerful, more open, and even laughed more often. This was not an attitude he often displayed. Everyone knew that he preferred to be quiet, preferring to put his energy into his work rather than into unnecessary social interactions. But Li Qin's presence changed him. There was something about the woman that made him feel safe, something that made him feel he didn't need to pretend to be strong or keep his distance. On many occasions, the camera captured small interactions that later became hot topics of conversation among fans. There was a moment when Zheyuan spontaneously gave his jacket to Li Qin when the wind was blowing strongly on the night shoot. There was a moment when Li Qin gently adjusted Zheyuan's costume collar before the next scene. There was also a moment when the two of them laughed so freely, as if the world around them had disappeared. That laughter was different, deeper, more sincere, more comfortable. Amidst their busy schedules, their closeness grew. There was one incident that the staff described as the most heartwarming moment. One day, Zheyuan looked exhausted after filming a scene that required a lot of energy. Li Qin approached him without saying a word. She just sat down next to him, offered him some hot tea, and looked at him with concern in her eyes. Zheyuan accepted the tea, looked at him for a long time, then smiled slightly, a smile that seemed to say that in this exhausting world, there was finally someone who understood him without him having to explain. That's when everything changed. Zheyuan began to open up the space he had previously kept closed. He began to tell Li Qin about his days, his family, his childhood, and even his doubts about himself. He began to trust her with the emotions he had kept bottled up all this time. And Li Qin listened. She always listened. She never interrupted, never judged. In the harsh and rumor-filled world of entertainment, Li Qin became a safe place for Zheyuan, a place that made him feel human. The love that grew between them was not an explosive love. There was no big drama, no excessive conflict. There was only tranquility, a gentle love, a love that resembled the morning sun, slow, warm, but capable of illuminating a heart that had long been shrouded in darkness. Fans who followed their progress felt a different aura when the two were in the same room. There was a sweet energy that couldn't be explained in words. One of the things fans love most about their relationship is how Li Qin brings new color to Zheyuan's life. He not only fills it with attention, but with warmth that allows Zheyuan to not have to be a perfect version of himself. He can be himself, vulnerable, tired, happy, confused, and Li Qin accepts it all unconditionally. Because for Li Qin, closeness doesn't always have to be announced. Sometimes, it's enough to just feel it. Love continues to grow, slowly but surely. And even though there is no official confirmation, fans can see that Zheyuan's heart is now open, and Li Qin is the one who fills it with tenderness. Their relationship teaches us that love doesn't always have to be dramatic to be strong. Sometimes love comes in its simplest form, in the way someone pays attention, in the way someone smiles, in the way someone listens without judgment. And love that grows from simplicity is often the most sincere love. Now, every time Chen Zheyuan and Li Qin are seen together, many people feel a warmth that is hard to describe. There is something between them that makes us sigh, not because we are sad, but because we are moved by the beauty of gentle love. Love that does not force, does not push, just is there. And perhaps, without them realizing it, those two hearts have chosen each other. Amidst the glitz and glamour of the demanding entertainment world, the love that blossoms between Chen Zheyuan and Li Qin reminds us that the most beautiful relationships often come in the simplest forms, through small gestures, genuine smiles, and comfort that cannot be faked. Their love is not about grand drama, but rather a tranquility that makes the heart feel at home. So what do you think? Is their chemistry truly a sign of love slowly blossoming? Or is this just a professional closeness that feels too sweet to ignore? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartwarming celebrity love stories. See you in the next video, and may gentle love always find its way to your hearts.